My name's Collins.
Why?
If you watched my latest video, I went over just briefly my program for training. This video specifically, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into what I do for training, what my program consists of, and what I keep in mind when I'm kind of crafting the program. So for this video, I want to outline 3 of the components within my training program that I keep in mind when I'm actually crafting the program itself. So the first one is my main goals, the second one is my personal goals, and then the third one is just the overall structure of the training program. So one of the main goals that I have for myself is to maintain and even grow my strength. I think strength is a really important component when you are crafting a physique. We're not just out there in the gym trying to look great, we're also trying to get stronger, and it also aids, it catalyzes the process of muscle growth. You're definitely not going to get big or aesthetic off of just doing the same weight every single week. You have to, continuously get stronger with your lifts. The second main goal that I have is hypertrophy, and I do that by incorporating hypertrophic accessories within my program. Hypertrophy essentially is just, building your muscle fibers up through volume-based training, and I do that a lot with specific variations of training, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I do that with tempo, I do that with higher volume exercises, and all of that fun stuff. The last main goal that I have for this program is health and athleticism. Being strong and being aesthetic is all fun and games, but if you can't, be mobile, or if you can't go for a run or go for a hike or go play basketball with your friends or whatever it might be, like, there's really no point in going to the gym in my mind. I have a sports background, so being athletic is really important to me. I have gone down the route before where I just got really bulky and I got really strong, but I definitely wasn't healthy. So I don't ever want to enter back into that space by any means. So health and athleticism is one of my most important goals for me right now. Cardio, core, dynamic mobility, and just overall like therapy for some of my existing injuries, just to promote health further. Now we're going to talk about my personal goals that I have for this program. Number one, we kind of already just touched on it, is staying healthy. I want to be able to have quick and effective workouts. I want to be less lethargic when I'm in the gym. The second thing that I have as a personal goal is just to cut fat. I certainly, as I grew up, I was very drawn to the movement of aesthetics. I wasn't really super drawn to powerlifting at first, or bodybuilding in general, but aesthetics was definitely something that I was super drawn to. And I think I'm just kind of going back to my roots with that. So the third personal goal that I have for myself, and I kind of touched on it earlier, is just addressing past injuries. So, like I said, I have a sports background. I got injured a few times. I've got, a really bad right knee, and then I also have a pretty messed up shoulder here. I did a backflip and dislocated it a long time ago. So I'm doing that, to aid in that, I'm incorporating a lot more mobility work, a lot more therapeutic work pre and post workout. So that's definitely a big goal for me. The last goal that I have for myself, last personal goal, is to prioritize recovery. So sleep is going to be very important for me. Anywhere from 7 hours to 9 hours is optimal for my body. Everybody's body's different. But for my body, that's what I want. And I am only training 5 times a week. I am taking 2 rest days. 1 rest day is set in stone, and I will not work out at all during that day. The other one is an accessory day, so I could, optionally go into the gym if it's convenient and do whatever I want. And I'll probably throw in cardio on that day as well if I'm up to it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the overall structure and the components that are within the structure of the program itself. It starts with every workout starts with a strength, compound movement. Some aren't considered compound movements, but I kind of consider them, so I built them into the program. For example, with the rep progression, it's 3 sets of 8 for the first week, 3 sets of 6 for the second week. It is 4 sets of 5 for the third week, and then for the fourth week, I believe it is a 3x3, and then a set of 8 or 10 10. I'll have to check. But it's like that. It's built like that. So it's a rep progression over time, and that really aids in getting stronger and just kind of keep your body guessing on the rep scheme that you're doing. Immediately following the strength exercises is going to be hypertrophy. So anything when it comes to volume or using drop sets or any supersets or trisets or tempo sets, maybe a 3-second hold, on the eccentric, or a 3-second negative on the eccentric, or anything like that. That's kind of like the structure that I'm going to be using for a lot of my exercises, post-strength exercises. So within the accessories themselves, I will generally do, probably depending on how many compound movements I have, I generally do anywhere between like 3 and 6 extra accessory movements. And I've always pretty much stayed around doing 3 sets. The rep scheme obviously changes, but I normally stay around the 3 sets range. So that could range anywhere from 9 to 18 sets. So that's kind of like the structure when it comes to the accessories, but it definitely does vary. The reason why I do it this way is because I know that I'm going to get the work done. It just depends. Like I've been training for about 11 to 12 years now, and I know for my body specifically, I'll go into the gym and I might have like a structured program, and it might say this, flies, or it might say single arm dumbbell, presses or anything or something like that. And maybe I'll try that and it doesn't feel good, or it doesn't it doesn't, like the dots aren't connecting that day, and it's not like the muscle isn't firing the way that it should be. Then I'll do something else, and you basically just make more of my time rather than doing something that I don't really feel much. Because for me specifically, and I don't know, if there's a whole lot of science back behind this, but I know that some days some things feel better than others. Some days some things feel better than on other days, and so that's why I have it set up like this. On top of that, I'm a very busy person, so going into the gym, I have to be pretty optimal with my time. And if I've got all this stuff on the program, and unfortunately my gym gets busy, if they're all on it, then I'm gonna have to get strategic and do different things. Next up, after the strength, after the hypertrophy, I do core. I normally only do 1 exercise for core, and it's always a stabilizing exercise. So for me specifically, I like to do foam roller marches, which I learned in my physical therapy outpatient years. Also, after I do that, I like to sometimes do accessories for that. So kind of the same concept as what I do for the hypertrophy movements. I'll just build it in as I go. And for those, truthfully, I'm not really worried too much about getting X amount done. As long as I get the stabilizing muscle, the stabilizing core exercises, I'm pretty much good. And then the last component that I do is cardio. So from the last video, things have changed just a little bit. I ran the program with some of the running on there, and I do like to run, but I'm not really, honestly willing to commit to a running program, only because it is a little bit more commitment that I'm ready for. I'm a pretty busy person, and running isn't really that important to me. I think it will be at some point, hopefully, but as for right now, when I'm just kind of trying to get back into it, I'm not really worried about, programming it in. So I'm focusing on every day doing bike cardio, and I have runs whenever I want, basically. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into a little bit about what I'm actually doing, what my training program looks like, and everything like that. So kind of, putting the pieces together. Monday, I have a push day, and I also do bike cardio. Tuesday, I have a pull day, doing bike cardio. Wednesday, I have a leg day, doing bike cardio. Thursday is completely rest day, which is actually today, and it's a complete reset day. Friday, I'm doing chest and back, also doing bike cardio. Leg day is on Friday, paired with shoulders, which will be interesting because I don't do that a ton. Very rarely do I ever pair those two together, and I feel like nobody really does. But I also have a bike cardio day, and then Sunday I have a rest / accessory day, which I'll also do cardio if I make it into the gym. So I'm gonna run through just one full week. The first thing that I do on a push day on Monday is 3 minutes. I have programmed dynamic stretching. So this is just, obviously, a stretching routine where you're moving around and you're just getting the body warmed up. For me, sometimes that's lat pull downs, or that's, some static stretching, definitely for my chest, but lat pull downs is one. Another one that I do is band pull aparts. Another one that I do is sometimes I'll do lat wide grip pull-ups. Just stuff to kind of get blood in the area before I start benching. So the next thing that I do is a 3x8 on barbell bench press. And when I say 3x8, that means 3 sets of 8 reps. So we have the 3x8 on bench press. After that, immediately I do a 3x8 with barbell overhead press. And then after that, I do a 3x10 with dumbbell incline press. And then I do accessories after that. So what I said earlier, whatever I am feeling, whatever I think is gonna really provide me with a nice pump. After that, I will do core. So for Mondays, I do 3 sets of 10 foam roller marches. And then cardio is 30 minutes of bike. And every single day for me is 30 minutes of bike, except for leg days. Leg days only do 20 minutes, but every other day is 30 minutes of bike cardio. So Tuesday will be a pull day. Again, dynamic stretching to start us out. 3 sets of 8 on barbell rows. I do 3 sets of 8 on dumbbell rows, single arm. Then I have accessories. Cardio looks like a bike, 30 minutes. Core is a 3-way plank, so front, side. 1 minute, 30 second. Wednesday, also dynamic stretching. This is the leg day. I do hip abductions as well. So those are the ones where you pull out. I do 3x10 on those. Really helps get my hips ready. I do a 3x8 on barbell squats. I do a 3x8 with leg press. Those two, again, being the main movements for the day. And then I do accessories, so same concept again. Core, 3x10, foam roller marches. Cardio is 20 minutes of bike, as I mentioned earlier. Thursday is complete rest, recovery, nothing on Thursday. Friday is chest and back, 3 minutes, dynamic stretching. I do barbell incline press as a main movement, and then reverse incline dumbbell rows as my compound main movement, and then I do accessories. Core is 2 sets of the 3-way planks. Cardio is 30 minutes of bike. Saturday is going to be my other leg day, so it's going to be legs and shoulders. The first thing I do is the dynamic stretching. As always, I do only accessories this day, so I don't even have anything on here that's specific. I just do accessory stuff. Core is going to be 3 sets of 10 foam roller marches. Cardio is going to be 20 minutes of bike. Sunday is that recovery accessory day, so I'll just do whatever. I literally don't have really anything written here. I have an hour bike ride if I'm, optionally if I get into the gym. But again, that is completely optional, and it's also optional for all the accessory movements as well. So that's week 1 of my program. And as I mentioned, week 2 looks different than week 1, week 3 looks different than week 2, and so on, especially with the rep schemes. So everything else pretty much stays the same. The compound movements obviously are the same. They are strategically tailored to allow me to get stronger, basically. So the rep scheme's changed. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to, create a video, hopefully explain it to somebody that is looking to either craft their own program or just looking for guidance in general. When they get into the gym, they're trying to figure out what to do. Hopefully this provided some sort of value. But let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want me to create content with. I would love video ideas, especially because I'm just coming back and I haven't really created anything in a really long time. And I honestly need video ideas. So let me know what you guys want to see.